Let me ask you a question. What if I told you that the secret to building billion-dollar companies, scaling teams, and multiplying your personal productivity comes down to a handful of simple management principles that most people completely ignore? Think about it. Andy Grove, the former CEO of Intel, took a company from being a scrappy semiconductor manufacturer to becoming one of the most powerful corporations in the world. And the manual he left behind is a book called High Output Management. This isn't just another business book. This is literally a playbook written by the man Time magazine once called the most important manager of the 20th century. If you're an entrepreneur, if you want to succeed in business, or if you simply want to get more out of yourself and your team, this book is a game changer. Today, we're diving deep into High Output Management by Andy Grove. And here's why this book matters right now. We live in a world where speed, leverage, and efficiency decide whether you thrive or get left behind. This book shows you how to create maximum output with the resources you already have, whether that's time, money, or people. So let's break it down. I'm going to walk you through the most powerful lessons from the book, give you real-world examples, and then show you how you can start applying these insights today, even before you grab a copy. By the end of this video, you'll understand why some people seem to produce 10 times more results than everyone else, and how you can join them. Andy Grove makes one thing crystal clear. Your job as a manager, as a leader, even as an entrepreneur, is not about being busy. It's about maximizing output. He defines management as the art of getting a group of people to produce more than they could on their own. Your output is not just what you do personally, it's the output of the people you influence. That means your true productivity is multiplied by your team, your systems, your processes. Here's an example. Imagine you're running a small startup. You could spend your day coding, answering emails, and solving problems one by one. Or you could spend that same day designing a system that trains new team members, sets up automated reporting, and empowers others to make decisions without you. Which do you think will create more long-term output? Exactly. And here's why this matters. If you only focus on your personal tasks, your success will always be capped. But if you focus on increasing the output of your entire system, your growth becomes exponential. This might sound strange, but Andy Grove uses one of the most famous analogies in business books, the breakfast factory. He says, think of your organization like a restaurant that has to serve eggs and toast every morning. To run it effectively, you need to control the production line. You need to know how much capacity you have, where the bottlenecks are, and how to deliver consistent quality. In business, bottlenecks are everywhere. Maybe it's the fact that only one person knows how to approve payments. Maybe it's waiting 2 weeks for feedback on a project. If you don't identify and fix the bottlenecks, your entire system slows down. Take Elon Musk's factories, for example. When Tesla struggled to meet demand, the issue wasn't building the cars, it was bottlenecks in the production line. Grove teaches us that the real job of a manager is to constantly look for those weak links and either strengthen them, eliminate them, or redesign the process entirely. And here's the kicker. When you solve a bottleneck, you don't just improve that step, you multiply the efficiency of the whole system. That's leverage. Most people hate meetings, but Andy Grove flips the script. He says, meetings are not a waste of time. If done right, they're the single most powerful tool of a manager. Why? Because meetings are where you transfer knowledge, align goals, and make decisions. The key is to make them purposeful. Grove categorizes meetings into 2 main types, one-on-ones and mission-oriented meetings. A one-on-one isn't just a status update. It's a dedicated space for problem-solving, coaching, and feedback. It's where you, as a leader, can multiply the thinking power of your people. Imagine you spend 1 hour helping a team member solve a problem that saves them 10 hours a week. That's a massive return on investment. And mission-oriented meetings? These are where the team rallies around solving a critical problem or making a decision. Done right, they prevent weeks of back-and-forth emails and confusion. So instead of dreading meetings, see them as your factory floor. It's where the real work of management gets done. Here's the most mind-shifting lesson in the entire book.
leverage. Grove explains that the effectiveness of a manager doesn't come from how hard they work, but from the leverage of their actions. A high-leverage action is something that produces a disproportionate return compared to the effort it takes. For example, writing a clear process document once that saves dozens of people from making the same mistake over and over again. Or making a key hiring decision that shapes the performance of an entire department for years. Low-leverage actions, on the other hand, are things like replying to routine emails or solving problems that someone else could solve with a little guidance. And this is where most entrepreneurs get stuck. They confuse busyness with productivity. But Grove reminds us one high-leverage decision can create 100 times more value than 100 low-leverage tasks. One of the most surprising insights from Grove is his emphasis on training. He says, as a manager, training is not optional. It is literally one of the highest leverage activities you can do. Think about it. If you spend 5 hours training your team properly, you might save yourself from hundreds of hours of rework, micromanagement, and mistakes. Training multiplies your output because it equips others to perform at a higher level without your constant involvement. Now ask yourself, how much time are you dedicating to actually teaching and developing the people around you? For most leaders, the answer is not enough. All right, so how do you take these lessons and start using them today? First, identify your real output. Write down not just your personal tasks, but the outcomes of the people you influence. That's your true productivity. Second, look for bottlenecks. Ask yourself, what's slowing down my system? Where's the constraint that limits everything else? Fix that first. Third, upgrade your meetings. Instead of random check-ins, make one-on-ones intentional. Come prepared with questions, feedback, and coaching points. Fourth, chase leverage. Every day, ask yourself, what's the highest leverage action I can take today? What can I do that will create impact far beyond this moment? And finally, commit to training. If you want to scale, you can't just be the star performer. You need to build other star performers around you. And here's the truth. I've only scratched the surface of what's inside high output management. This book is packed with frameworks, insights, and practical tools that you can revisit again and again as your career or business grows. Honestly, this isn't the kind of book you read once. It's the kind of book you keep on your desk, highlight, and come back to whenever you feel stuck. It's that powerful. So if you're serious about becoming a more effective leader, scaling your business, or simply getting more out of every hour of your day, I highly recommend you grab a copy of High Output Management. It's one of those rare books that actually changes the way you think and work. All right, my friend, that's a wrap on Andy Grove's High Output Management. If you found this helpful, you're going to love my breakdown of other game-changing books on leadership and business. For example, check out my video on Build a Business You Love by Dave Ramsey. It pairs perfectly with what we talked about today. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos that will help you level up in business and in life. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.